So, for everyone who doesn't know who you are, will you tell us who you are?
I am Threats. People call me Three Rets though, but it's Threats. 3 RETS.
Yes, I say it right. How did you get that name?
Um, Basically, it's because I do three basic things: is photography, graphic design, and painting. And the three is like triple threat. That's where I got that from.
That's super creative. Did you think of that in one day?
It took a little while. And if you see my logo, the octopus has 3 hearts, and that's basically how I make my living, is painting, graphic design, and.
So did you? So I was looking on your Instagram, and I know that goes back as far as 2018. But when did you start doing all three of those things?
I started painting. I used to paint my clothes in high school, so that was like 2000, back then, back in the days.
Right.
But painting, like seriously, I started in 2013. That's when I started painting canvas.
And then graphic design.
Graphic design I learned in 2005 from a friend, and then I went to school afterwards to learn more about it.
Gotcha. Where did you go to school at?
The Art Institute of Atlanta.
Okay. Where are you from, Atlanta?
I'm not from Atlanta, but I live like an hour and a half away.
Okay. Gotcha. When did you come to Dallas?
I moved to Dallas in 2016,
Wow. So,
and I've been here since.
So you're about 4 years in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the scene? Obviously you like it, otherwise you wouldn't still be here, right?
Yeah, I like it. It's grown on me.
Yeah.
I missed Atlanta when I first moved, though.
Yeah, I can imagine. Is it completely different, you think?
It just feels more compact to me.
Okay. Gotcha. I feel like Dallas is getting that way, though, in a way. Like, there's a lot of things that they're adding, like they're building on top of buildings.
Yeah, that's true. It is getting that way.
But,
especially down here in Deep Ellum.
So what is your favorite out of those three, if you could choose one that you like to do?
I think it would be photography. I just like capturing stuff. It doesn't matter what it is.
Right. On your Instagram, for those who haven't seen it, kind of describe your concept and how that happened.
My Instagram is set up sideways, so you have to turn your phone to see it. I just did it to be different because I didn't see anybody else doing it. I saw everybody doing the big pictures, which is something else I do, but I just flipped it sideways.
Do you get a lot of comments on that?
I do actually. I haven't seen anybody else do it yet. I thought somebody else would catch on and other people start doing it, but nobody's done it yet.
I think it's a little threatening if I don't say.
Is it like too much work?
Right. It's almost too much work, and it's also well, what if it doesn't look right? You know what I mean? But you definitely make it look correct and interesting. What would you say is your main influence behind your photos?
Just capturing genuine energy, I guess.
I can see that.
Sometimes I don't really have a concept, I just like capturing those moments.
Right, like what you feel is right.
Yeah.
While you're in the scene.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Catching different angles,
How did you get into that type of editing? Because some of them are regular big photos, but then others are photos on top of photos. I don't know if that's the way that.
Oh, the collage?
Yes, the collages.
That was just the best way I could figure out how to show the collage, because this is something I like doing. It's something I learned in graphic design.
It's kind of you couldn't choose which picture's the best to post.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
there's always so many pictures that I like, so I have to put them in a collage so I can show them all.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely relatable. So to your graphic designing, so you have your own clothing line or brand line, or what would you?
I guess I would call it more merch than a clothing line. It's just designs I come up with and just put them out.
When did you start doing that?
2016.
Okay, wow, you've been doing it for a while then.
Yeah, I bought the machine and everything in 2016.
Gotcha. Was that a good investment?
Yeah, it was. I spent $1,600 on the equipment.
But now you can kind of do whatever it is you want, though.
Yeah, I've actually helped a couple other people start clothing lines.
Okay, who are some people that you've helped?
I don't really want to say people's
Okay,
names
no,
like
that's
that.
fine. No, you're good. You're good. And then, as far as painting goes, what do you like about painting?
It's really relaxing. It's a way to escape everything else that's going on. It's just time to yourself. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
But you have to be in the mood to paint. A lot of people don't understand you have to be in the mood to paint. You can't just paint just because you have to.
Or you can't just really whip it up.
Yeah.
It's kind of like writing a book. Like, if you're writing a book, you can't just sit there and, like, calculate it out like it's a math problem.
Right.
You kind of just have to, like, really be in the mood and set your tone and all that stuff. What's your favorite thing to paint?
Women. It's a lot of women I painted in here.
The one behind you, can you tell me a little bit about that one?
This one?
Mm-hmm.
This one is of Gigi, well-known Dallas native, I guess. I didn't really get to meet her, but I saw this picture and I had to paint it. It's still not done yet, but I had to put it on the wall so it gets some love.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. I like the butterflies.
I still got some work to do on it.
Right. So, what's your second favorite thing to paint?
It's not really one thing, I guess. I just like painting. Whatever comes to mind, really.
What is something you have to, like, have with you while you're, like, being creative?
Some calming medicine.
Yeah, what about music?
Yeah, I like to listen to like Sango, FKJ, Masego.
Those are good ones. I think I saw you trying to, like, do your own music. Have you
Yeah, I do a little bit.
Did you start that, like, recently?
When quarantine started,
Okay.
I just figured I would add something else to the belt.
Right. Do you like doing that too?
Yeah, it's pretty relaxing too.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see what your own hands can, like, create. And then once you listen to other music, you start to, like, oh, like, that's how they did that, or like, oh, they layered that there.
Yeah, I listen to music completely different than I used to now. I listen for every sound and see how they put it in.
It's kind of like when you're a photographer, you kind of, like, you know what happened behind each picture, like, or you see, like, what you would want to do, or like how you would edit it, you know?
Right.
It's interesting to, like, be behind the scenes and then, like, see other people do it and, like, know exactly what's going on.
I just like being creative in any way I can. I like learning different ways.
Have you always been that way, like, since you were a kid? Do you remember? Or?
I don't think so. I was more into basketball when I was younger.
Oh, really?
I wasn't really into art like that.
Did you play in school?
I played high school. I didn't play in college, but I played in the Army too.
Oh, wow, you're in the Army?
Yeah, I did 4 years from 2007 to 2011.
How was that?
It was a great experience, but it just wasn't for me.
Right. I think it's beautiful how you've, like, gone through multiple stages in life. I think that also, like, probably adds a lot to your creativity.
Yeah, it does.
What else do you think adds to your creativity?
Just being in the cave by myself a lot. I'm just here by myself a lot. I think that adds to it.
Just being able to,
just have more time to think.
Right, and just being able to, like, kind of, like, be in your thoughts and whatnot.
And create my own things instead of what I see everybody else doing.
That's a good one, yeah. So do you spend a lot of time on Instagram and, you know, all the social media, or you kind of, like...
Yeah, I'm on there a lot.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm on there.
But I don't feel like I, like, try to do what everybody else is doing still.
It's kind of like you look on there to see what you shouldn't do, but you know what I mean, like,
yeah,
what someone else isn't doing so that you can do it, type of thing. What would you say is, like, so this is how you make your living, so what are some things that you kind of have to, like, keep telling yourself, like, I mean, I guess you love to do it, so it's not that hard, but I'm sure there's days where it's like, you know, like, do I need to keep doing this, or do I need to do something else, or do you feel pretty solid in, you know, making a living in all of this?
It's weird because I do kind of feel solid, but the things I do are things that people don't necessarily need. These are more wants, but I still feel solid in what I do because I feel like I'm good at what I do.
Right, like you're confident.
Yeah.
So even though it's something that you don't need, like it's something that people are going to consistently want.
Yeah. Well, technically, some of it is needed because of photography. If you're building a brand, photography and graphic design are both going to be needed.
Very true. Very true. So when you moved out to Dallas, were you like when did you start living off of your profits as far as that goes?
Like this year, really.
Okay. Was that transition like really cool to kind of take to just be able to like do whatever you wanted whenever you wanted?
Yeah, because I haven't been stressed about anything really in a long time.
That's relaxing.
I've been working for myself for a while.
What's some advice to people that you can kind of give as far as working for yourself?
Love what you do. You have to love what you do. Otherwise, it's just another job. You can quit like anything else. That's how I feel.
That's true. So do you like get up every day like wanting to work, or are there some days where you're kind of like not wanting to do as much?
Some days I don't do anything, and I feel like it's okay to not do anything some days. Sometimes you need a break. Sometimes you're just not feeling it.
Right. Especially with art, man, it's just you have to feel it. You have to be in the game, in the headspace.
It's real.
Do it. What would you say is your least favorite thing about everything that you do?
Sometimes, like commissions, people want to add stuff after you've already finished, but that's what contracts are for.
So do you usually do contracts?
Yeah.
Okay, that's smart.
Make sure everything's known up front.
Right. That's a good idea. What are some things that you wish you would have known that you didn't know when you started to, bring in the commission and kind of live off of this?
Say it again.
I said, what are some things that you wish you would have known that you didn't know when you started to like make a living off of it and like bring in commission and all that? Or just started, or when you just started in general?
I wish I knew, like, when I was younger that you can actually make money off of art. Because we were all told that art wasn't a real job, or being an artist wasn't a real job. And it took me a while to realize that it actually is.
Right.
And I'm happy I did.
It like took a second to realize that like entrepreneurs, like that's a real thing.
Yeah.
And you can do it with whatever it is, basically. Like, like you said, like painting, I guess. Sometimes people need it, they do need it, and then sometimes people don't, but like it's art, so it's kind of like television, like it's always going to be around.
Right.
So you're pretty much always going to have a job, so to say.
True.
And nothing or no one can take away like your talent. Like I think that's the beautiful part about it, is like no one can fire you.
Right. That's the best part.
That's crazy to think about. Like no one can take away the type of pictures that you take. No one can take away the way you do your graphic designing or the way you do your paintings. And I feel like once a lot of people realize that, they'll kind of like bet on themselves a little bit more. Because you definitely had to bet on yourself when you started doing all this, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy to think about. I just thought about that myself. I guess I just really have one more question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I'm gonna be honest. Somebody asked me this question the other day. I don't have a 5-year plan. Honestly, I'm just trying to make it to tomorrow, to be real.
So do you see yourself do you have any goals, so to say, that you maybe want to hit within the next couple of years, or is you just kind of open-minded, just living wherever life takes you?
Just living, creating, and letting stuff flow.
How do you keep that mindset?
I worked on it for a while. It took a minute.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a tough one to kind of master, so to say. But you seem very calm, and you know you enjoy pretty much what you do. I mean, I've worked with you personally, and it's just you're very calm and in tune with yourself, and I think that's awesome. I think it's something that a lot of people maybe need to dig into a little bit more.
I appreciate that.
Well, that's the end of my questions, but I do always give kind of like an open mic scenario to the interviewees. Like if you have any shout outs, or if you want to just say something that maybe you didn't get to say that maybe you wanted to say during the interview, or any advice, or etc.
I do want to say visit threats.com. That's 3rets.com. Threats.bigcartel.com. And my Instagram is @threats, 3RETS. After that, I want to give shout out to May Dallas. Shout out to you. You've been getting me work lately. Shout out to
Shout outs are hard.
shout out to life and everybody working, creating. That's all I got.